Hi, beautiful soul. This is Hanneke from Twin Soul Alchemy. Welcome to this channel on blossoming on the twin flame journey. I'd like to talk to you about love and the alchemical process in the twin flame connection. When we first meet our twin flame, or when we really connect for the first time, something magical happens. This other person, this twin flame, ignites a love inside of us that we have never, ever experienced before. It's not the same love that we used to experience between one human being and another. It's an all-encompassing, grand, divine love that bubbles up from within us. And for me personally, it actually took me a while to realize that it was ignited by him. I didn't even realize that it was linked to him. I just felt so good. I remember looking into the mirror and realizing that never before had I felt so good about myself, so confident. I was looking into my eyes and I thought, who is this beautiful human being? And it was actually because he contacted me again and I felt the same feeling surge that I linked it to him. And I just discussed it and he said that he felt the same. So I thought, what's going on? So in the beginning, there's no projection going on at all. It's just the meeting of two people with the same soul frequency that ignites this great love. It instantly opens our heart chakras and connects them. And when two energy systems become one, you balance each other out and you elevate your state of consciousness. And it's in that elevated state of consciousness that you suddenly can feel what we really are, the divine beings that we are. And it's this meeting, this bubble of phase that ignites us onto our awakening journey. One or both twins get triggered and we get catapulted back into unconsciousness. It's like becoming blind again. And you know that something else exists and you want to reach that higher consciousness again, but you're blind. You don't know how to do it. And both twins take on different roles in the connection. One twin is more conscious of the connection and of what has happened before, and the other twin becomes more unconscious and seems to forget completely what has happened. This sounds very cruel and it feels horrible, but it has a function. The unconsciousness of the one twin acts as a catalyzer for the other twin to grow, to spiritually grow, to heal all of the blocks that are standing in the way, to become enlightened again, to take on this state of consciousness of divine love again. And actually, the unconscious behavior of the one twin acts also as a mirror of the unconscious state of awareness of the other twin. Both twin flames collaborate. They work together to clear the blindness, to cure the blindness. They don't only do this by mirroring each other, they also do this energetically. It's an energetic collaboration, it's alchemy. Together, they transmute lower vibrations, clearing them from the joint energy fields, clearing it, cleaning it up, so you can connect with a higher state of consciousness and embody divinity. One twin stays close to physical reality, grounding all the energy, and the other twin can get access to the higher spiritual dimensions. And it's the combination of both in the opening of the hearts where the energy can go from higher to lower and from lower to higher. And you can create this beautiful, huge channel that's working together isn't always done consciously. It is done physically, though. It's a combination of doing separate inner and energetic work and coming together and letting it all flow and connecting. The deep presence of divine masculine grounds the spiritual expansive wisdom of divine feminine. And this process of coming together, connecting, and separating again acts as a preparation to become this beautiful vessel for divine love. When this happens often enough, when you've cleared enough blocks that are keeping you blind, at some point you will feel this love rising in you again, and you will recognize it from the bubble of face. It's this great grand love that just is. It doesn't need anything, nothing has to be done with it. It just is, and you love everything and everyone, and you feel that you can just love your twin flame just as they are right now because they are not separate from you. You can just love them, and you don't need any proof from them, from the outside world, that it's okay. At some point, there's nothing in between anymore. And you realize that if they or the rest of the world seem separate from you, then that's just you. It's you who is temporarily blinded again, temporarily in a lower state of consciousness again. When you've cleared enough blocks, you realize that whatever you see outside of yourself, even what you see in the mirror, isn't you. You are so much more than that. And we don't need anything from the outside world to confirm us who and what we are. They are a mirror to us, and we can look into the mirror and see the gift that it is. They can show us things about ourselves, but we're not limited to those things. And if you feel different in the inside from what you experience or see in the outside, that's okay. It just means that you are growing. You're not growing as a human being, but you're growing your state of consciousness. You're beginning to realize that the world within is so much bigger than the world outside. It can be a really intense process. There can be multiple dark nights of the soul before you reach this, but eventually you'll stop to identify yourself with what is happening outside of you. And that also means that whatever your divine counterpart is doing, whatever they are saying, you are not limited to that. On the contrary, you are both of you. It is just the soul having another experience in another body, just like you want to experience certain things in your life. And if you get to a point where you can completely accept and surrender this connection, that you cannot escape it and that you don't have anything to say about it, that you cannot change the way they are acting, you know that you're starting to see again. You are able to connect with this higher state of consciousness again, with this divine love again. It's not about denying yourself your ego wants and desires. It's about trusting how you feel and acting upon it. If something doesn't feel right, then say it out loud, then act upon it. If you feel driven to do something, then do it, only in the moment. This has nothing to do with history or the future. That's what standing in your power means. It means that you take responsibility for what is happening right now. It's never about being against something. It's about being for yourself, being there for yourself, taking responsibility for yourself, taking care of yourself, and not abandoning yourself because you're afraid to lose something. You can't lose, you only win by acting. you're winning yourself. In the energetic and spiritual dimensions, you can feel the oneness with your twin flame, but that doesn't mean that you don't have separate roles in physical reality. And if we take care of ourselves, if we take responsibility for ourselves, we are taking care of the other person in this connection as well. We relieve them from any false sense of responsibility towards us. It's the same for the rest of the world. If we take responsibility for ourselves, we relieve the rest of the world of any false sense of responsibility towards us. No one else has any obligations towards us, and the other way around. We are not owed anything in life, and we don't owe anyone anything. It's detachment, it's taking back your power, it's stepping into your sovereignty, and you do all this together with your twin flame, which is such a beautiful gift. So, inner union, union with a divine counterpart, of course, we all long for that, but above all, if we reach this state of consciousness where you can feel the presence of unconditional love, you feel that you are the unconditional love. When you're there, you realize that nothing has to happen. You just wish for the both of you to have the best life possible, whatever that means. It's all about the journey and where the journey brings us and the gifts that we receive along the way. And I have to say that even though separations can feel so painful and so heartbreaking, they contain the biggest gifts of all. They awaken us so deep and they lead us to where we have to be, to the realization and truly feeling that you are one, that there is no separation, there is just two people who are living their life. It's the separation from divinity, from our own divinity, that is hurting so much. And when we reunite, everything feels just as it should be. I'm still in the phase of sometimes going into separation. Sometimes I lower my state of consciousness and I lose my trust, my faith, and I get lost a little. And then I find myself, my divinity again, and reunite also with my twin flame. But I'm actually curious if anybody who is listening is beyond that phase. I'm not sure if it's possible to always feel connected with divinity, with the universe, to feel this true vertical connection all the time. Maybe it is. I don't know. I don't know anybody in my immediate surroundings who has attained this state of awareness where they don't leave it again. I feel like circumstances in life get in the way. They make you fall out of consciousness. And when you reconnect with yourself, with everything, you see that the connection that there is between you and your twin flame is a vertical one, where there's a connection between you and the soul and them and the soul. And that's where you're always connected. And there's also these little lines in between the energy fields of the physical body. And sometimes when you merge, this energy field becomes one. I've experienced this merging with a physical connection, but also separate. Do you experience this as well? And is it in physical presence or separate? This energetic connection, the merging of the field, and the spiritual connection isn't talked about that much. If anyone like to share their experiences, I'd love to hear them. And also, if you know any resources, books or videos on that, I'd also love to watch or read them. I've done a couple of videos on energy field merging and Kundalini. Now, I will put the links up, but I realized that the further I move along the journey, the more information that I receive. So I'm sharing as I go along, and the more that we share with each other, the less difficult or hard the journey has to be. It's a way we can support each other with this. And that's also my intention with the Twin Soul Alchemy Tribe on Facebook. It's where we share our experiences, ask questions. So if you'd like to join us, please do. If you haven't already, there's also a link in the description. That's where I will leave you today. You have a very nice day. Much love and many blessings. Bye.